What? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, I just finished up, undoubtedly, 100%, one of the best meals I've ever had on the beach. And it had snails in it.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Welcome back everybody to another episode of Lost Coast Living. I'm glad you clicked the video to join me today. Today we're going to be talking about Tegula, or the turban snail, and we're going to be making a stir fry out of it. We find some amazing Tegula, turban snails, along with some mussels, cook them in a stir fry. Enjoy the video everybody. I just got down to this little beach and look at the amount of blue sailors. Blue sailors are like little jellyfish, and when they end their life cycle, they'll die and then they'll wash up on shore like this. Well, that was exciting. They'll wash up on the shore like this, and it's not a very great smell, but it's a natural smell. It's something that happens in nature. So we're on this little secluded beach, one that I found and that I'm pretty happy with. So we're gonna go down the beach here a little ways and see what we can't find. Yeah, but you heard it. Today is a stir fry, limpet, and Tegula. So stir fry with limpets and Tegula. Hopefully we find some good stuff. We're about to find out. A lot of activity in the air, man. That's like it's like an old World War II plane, and then we had that Coast Guard hop over. This beach is beautiful. Wow, that's cool. If it was raining or you're surviving, this would be a cool little place to post up, at least until the tide came in. Right now, it might be echoing here. Right now, it's a really low tide. Not really low, but it's low tide. And we only have a couple hours to get this video done. So we're gonna keep walking down the beach, and hopefully my bike stays exactly where it's at. We're gonna find out. Getting a lot of evidence of mussels here on the beach. I just put out a mussel video, Catch and Cook with Kevin from Catch and Cook, California. It was really fun. You guys seem to like it. So hopefully we could do it again before May 1st, because May 1st seems to be when the red tide's gonna come back around, and mussels, it's closure for the season. And now speaking of the red tide, Tegula, or the turban snail, likes to eat algae off the rocks as it goes over the rocks. It has like a spiky tongue, and as it walks over the rocks, it'll more or less lick up that algae and eat it. The way that connects to the red tide is because the red tide is an algae bloom. It's a poisonous algae bloom, something you don't want to be ingesting. Turban snails eat algae. Now, they're not filter feeders like the mussel, which concentrates that toxin, so they're not included in the biotoxin quarantines. But if that's something that worries you, check the Biotoxin hotline. It'll be listed right here on the bottom of the screen. But as of right now, there's no red tide or paralytic shellfish poisoning in our waters, so I have no problem eating turban snail and limpets. Let's keep looking. So like I said, we're gonna make this stir fry with turban snails. Another fun fact about the turban snail is it can live up to 30 years. The largest one's getting about 1.2 inches, pretty big. And being as that they live for a long time, you'll often find them in anywhere from the high tide mark to the low tide mark. Usually the ones that are older in their age are found closer to the ocean. The ones that are younger are found more high up. Now what you see behind me is not turban snail country. This is very sandy, Not a lot of rocks. Seen a couple rocks here. But yeah, turban snails live up to 30 years. Older ones closer to the water, younger ones higher up. Here's something pretty cool. My bike, I parked my bike right there, unpacked my backpack right there, and walked that way. Those are the shots that you just seen. Right here, though, is like a huge cave. Well, I mean, it's not huge, but it's pretty cool. A lot of blue sailors in here. And it goes back to this cool little nook. That's why I love wandering around on the beaches down here. You find cool structures like this. Let's keep walking. Okay, I'm not seeing much here, so we're gonna have to go to another beach. But that's all right. The day is young. And the tide, still about an hour till it's at full low tide, so maybe it's beneficial. When one door closes, another one opens, right? I don't know if you could see them, but there are what I believe to be snowy plover right there. Maybe not, but from what I've read and what I've seen, it looks like snowy plover, and snowy plover is an endangered bird in my area. So, it's good we're moving on anyways. Pudding Creek Beach, look how low that tide is, man. All the way out there. Beautiful, but not the beach we're looking for. Too sandy. This looks more like what we need. I'm excited. Let's get down there and check it out. Yeah, that'll do. This terrain here is so slippery. So if you come out here, if you step on any of this dark area where it looks dark or newly wet, it's super slippery. Try to keep to the dry areas of the rocks. Step on those. Always look where you're stepping and intentionally make every step. Plan it out. I'm not kidding. I will save you a lot of sore hands and knees. Here's another little fun fact for you. Movement of the Tegula isn't very much. They only move about 3 feet a day. They're skilled on rocks and clumsy on sand. Predators include sea otters, octopi, red crabs, sea stars, and they have a pretty unique way of getting away. They'll either climb up and out of the water, they will literally detach from the rock and float away. Alright, I spotted turban snails down there at Tegula, but there's not a lot of them. I'm looking through these little tide pools all along here. The reason I'm not taking those turban snails is because there's not a lot of them there. There's 1, 2, 3. I'm looking for a nice healthy colony. I don't want to just pick off the turban snails that are here. If you find a nice healthy patch of Tegula, take a few here and a few there. Don't just demolish that one area. Just like mussels. If you've seen my mussel video, you'll notice that we try to forage in different areas, not just wipe out one spot. Found a good patch of turban snails, but I found the perfect mussel spot. And as of right now, mussel season is still open. I believe May 1st is when it closes. So we're gonna have to dig into some of these mussels. I've got a good healthy patch here, which is super awesome. So we're gonna harvest a few of these and add them to like a stir fry. Let's do that. Now preferably, you want a good pair of gloves, because these guys can cut you up pretty good. See the beard still on them. I might just keep the beard on them. So we're gonna pick like 3 from this little patch. Leave these little guys in there so they can grow big and strong. And we're gonna get more from everywhere over here. These is a lot of them. Let's gather up a few. Continue this journey. Look how big these are. But you don't necessarily really want the big ones because they get rubbery. So we're gonna get, dude, that guy's gone. He got nibbled out. All right, while we were harvesting those mussels, found some turban snails. Here's one. We just got a few more to get. Wow, look at the size of that one. That guy is huge. Whew. So he's retracting into his shell there, and in a second he's gonna put over a little cover. A little hard cover, not sure how well you can see that, but there's a little hard cover right there that he's putting over his soft body, so we gotta take that out when we clean these guys. And I will show you how to clean them here in just a minute when we start to cook. Okay, that's plenty. That's all we need. Those mussels, this Tegula. Looks like we're gonna strike out on the limpets, but I'm happy with this. Let's go get to cooking. All right, so first things first, we gotta process these snails. And I'm gonna show you these turban snails. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it. Not sure if you can see it on this guy, but that's that little hard flap that he protects himself with. We're gonna be taking that out as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put him down on the rock here, and the opposite side of that opening, you're gonna be striking on the back side. It's gonna break that shell open, and then we can scoop him out. But not yet. He's not cooked. Let's go get that pot ready. So basically what we did was we went down to the ocean, got a little bit of seawater. You don't need a lot of water, just enough to get it steamed or cooked. I do have some mussels and turban snails ready to cook up. So we just went and got those mussels, got those turban snails. They're sitting over there, they're ready to go in the pot once it gets to a rolling boil. About 5 to 10 minutes, those turban snails will be done, and the mussels will be done when they open up. So this looks like it's at a boil right now. I also want to mention that you need to call the Biotoxin hotline for the mussels. The Tegula, not so much, and sea urchin, not at all. They're not known to carry PSP, paralytic shellfish poisoning. If you're interested in seeing a video about the red tide or paralytic shellfish poisoning, I'm going to be putting one of those out pretty soon for you guys. Let's get our catch here and drop these guys in. So we're going to give that about 5-10 minutes for those Tegula to cook up. And then, like I said, wait for those mussels to open up as well. If the turban snails are done before the mussels, we're going to take them out, set them aside, wait for the mussels to finish. All right, it's been about 10 minutes or so. It looks like the mussels have opened up. And the snails, the turban snails, the Tegula should be done. So now we're going to process those turban snails and the mussels. I'm going to be taking those turban snails out of their shell, just like I explained earlier. Basically, you crack them open, have something pointy on you to scoop them out of the shell. I'm going to take off the guts and just use the foot, but you can do it however you'd like. All right, it's not a meal for a king or anything, but it gives you a general idea. Next time I do the stir fry or any other dish, I'm definitely going to get some more. If you're just eating the foot of the turban snail, obviously not the orange things are the mussels. But if you're just eating the foot, you're not going to get a lot out of it. So let's start making our stir fry.
So what I have here is a bag of stir fry mix. I made the rice and I chopped up the vegetables before I went out foraging. The only thing I have in this bag is bell peppers, broccoli, and onions. I got this little spice kit from Amazon. It's super handy, actually. It keeps all my salts and seasonings and my olive oil that I'm putting in the pot. And I could probably put butter in one of these, maybe. We'll try to test that out and bring it out on a catch and cook later on. So I'm just going to add all those vegetables to the pot. I'm going to stir it up nice and well, get that going until those onions are translucent and that broccoli's all cooked through.
Now, comparatively, the amount of mussels and Tegula we have, it's going to get drowned out by how much vegetables and rice we have. So I'm going to put it on top so I can make sure I can get that initial first flavor. This is the first time I've ever gone after Tegula. I've researched them a lot, but never eaten them, so we'll see. The mussels, I've eaten the mussels. And if you haven't seen that video, it'll be linked up there and in the description.
After all those vegetables are nice and sauteed up and the broccoli's gotten softer, I'm going to add in my rice. And it all went according to plan. It turned out to be really, really good. So at this point, I'm pretty much just heating it through, heating up that rice to get it nice and warm and ready to eat. And we'll dig in.
Okay. It's done. It looks amazing. Since, like I said, that the rice and all the vegetables will drown out the tegula and the mussels, I left the tegula here in the white and the mussels in the orange on the top just to taste them before anything else. So, ain't no time like the present, right? First time for everything. Tegula. What? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of octopus. That's so good. That's amazing. Dude. And the mussel, why not? Briny, delicious. Just the slightest bit of sand in there. I didn't purge them. Usually you don't need to, but it doesn't ruin the dish at all. So I'm gonna mix them in and I'm gonna chow down, man. Again, just in a pot, didn't bring a plate. Never think of a plate, ever. I always forget something, at least one thing. Oh, dude. Not even putting one on for the camera. That's super good. Like, that's really good. Promise next time I'll do better, I'll gather more. Speaking of gathering more, you can have up to 35 turban snails or tegula with your California fishing license. By the way, there was no solid ingredients list or measurements for this, but I can put one together and I'll post it on catchandcookcalifornia.com. There's a link in the description below. We got a visitor, a little seagull. You do have to make an account, but it's free, and they have a lot of other recipes on there that I posted, like the candy cap cheesecake. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up, leave a like, ring that bell icon so you know next time I post a video. I appreciate you joining me for this one. Hopefully you guys can come out with me next time and do a catch and cook together. Anyways, see you guys next time. Hey, seagull, there's some tegula guts over here if you want them. I'm sure you will, as soon as I leave.